Namaskar, Jai Shri Krishna. Reciting text 35 and text 36 of chapter 3. Karma-Yoga, the discharge of one's prescribed duty in Krishna's consciousness of Srimad Bhagavad-gita. Text 35. Shreyana swadharmo vigunaha paradharmat swanushathitat swadharme nidhanam shreyah paradharmo bhayavahah. It is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties even though faultily than another's duties perfectly. Destruction in the course of performing one's own duty is better than engaging in another's duties, for to follow another's path is dangerous. One should therefore discharge his prescribed duties in full Krishna's consciousness rather than those prescribed for others. Materially, prescribed duties are duties enjoined according to one's psychophysical condition under the spell of the modes of material nature. Spiritual duties are as ordered by the spiritual master for the transcendental service of Krishna. But whether material or spiritual, one should stick to his prescribed duties even up to death rather than imitate another's prescribed duties. Duties on the material platform and duties on the spiritual platform may be different, but the principle of following the authorized direction is always good for the performer. When one is under the spell of the modes of material nature, one should follow the prescribed rules for his particular situation and should not imitate others. For example, a Brahmana who is in the mode of goodness is non-violent, whereas a Kshatriya who is in the mode of passion is allowed to be violent. As such, for a Kshatriya, it is better to be vanquished following the rules of violence than to imitate a Brahmana who follows the principles of non-violence. Everyone has to cleanse his heart by a gradual process, not abruptly. However, when one transcends the modes of material nature and is fully situated in Krishna's consciousness, he can perform anything and everything under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master. In that complete stage of Krishna's consciousness, the Kshatriya may act as a Brahmana or a Brahmana may act as a Kshatriya. In the transcendental stage, the distinctions of the material world do not apply. For example, Vishwamitra was originally a Kshatriya, but later on he acted as a Brahmana, whereas Parshuram was a Brahmana, but later on he acted as a Kshatriya. Being transcendentally situated, they could do so, but as soon as one is on the material platform, he must perform his duties according to the modes of material nature. At the same time, he must have a full sense of Krishna's consciousness. Text 36. Arjuna uvacha atha kena prayukto ayam papam charati purushaha anicca channapi varshaneya bala diva niyojitaha. Arjun said, O descendant of Vrushni, by what is one impelled to sinful acts, even unwillingly, as if engaged by force? A living entity, as part and parcel of the Supreme, is originally spiritual, pure and free from all material contaminations. Therefore, by nature, he is not subject to the sins of the material world. But when he is in contact with the material nature, he acts in many sinful ways without hesitation and sometimes even against his will. As such, Arjun's question to Krishna is very sanguine as to the perverted nature of the living entities. Although the living entity sometimes does not want to act in sin, but is still forced to act. Sinful actions are not, however, impelled by the supersoul within, but are due to another cause, as the Lord explains in the next verse. Thank you.